This video I'm going to show you some of the damage, the banging, the drilling, and the constant harassment. They said they're using something with water. So I want to show you in this video all the damage it caused to this apartment. There's the moisture mark again. So I hope you guys see it, and the crater that they caused. Here, I'll show you another clip, another spot where the moisture mark is. There's another moisture mark here. I don't know if you folks can see it. And then there's a deep gash. I showed you in the living room the deep gashes in a previous video. You guys can take a look at that. So they're able to cause these deep gashes. And you can see how they create these bulges. I don't know, they said something about they use things to heat things up, and it uses a lot of water, so it causes these leaks. So this is the kitchen, and then at the end I'll show you the bedroom. Okay, so let me go from here into the living room for another crack in the wall. So here's another crack in the wall. This is the living room wall, and you see how the crack goes all the way up to the ceiling. So there are vibrations and noises throughout the day, and you can feel it pretty much. So you can see how it caused this to go all the way down the wall, this crack. So whatever they're doing causes this. So I won't show you the entire thing, but you get it, you get the idea. This is a deep gash in the living room ceiling, and I'm going to show you in a moment the bedroom ceiling, which is the reason why I'm doing this video. So this is the bedroom ceiling. Now the bedroom shouldn't have any of these lines across the ceiling like something was being dragged. When this first started, what they were doing was making a noise, and they made it sound like a metal detector, sort of like I told you guys I was starting a jewelry business, so it sounded like it was some sort of metal detector that they were using. And then there came a rowing sound, and it was like row, row, like I don't know, like a rowing machine. So I want to show you this, and then what I'll do is show you how this whole thing, how they're able to make these marks in the ceiling. Okay, so let me pause this, and I'm going to show you how they're able to make these marks in the ceiling. So these are the marks that they're able to create in the ceiling, and it takes a lot to be able to create these marks. I'm going to just pan over here for a moment and go across. Let me knock right here. You see, I'm in a fireproof building. You hear that? I could knock with my fist all day and it would never make a difference, because you can't knock on these type of fireproof buildings because of the way they're constructed. So one night I woke up to them banging and drilling so much that something fell and hit me. It takes so much energy. So I woke up and I took a chair to tell them to stop, and I called after repeatedly trying to get them to stop. There are so many cracks in this ceiling because of them, and I'm going to show you how hard you would have to hit this in order to make a noise. Let me pause this so I can get it ready. So I took this and I tried to hit the ceiling with this chair so I could get them to stop banging. And I called the police. So in the meantime, I'll show you how little damage was done. So when I did it, it was very little. You can see the marks and the spacing. Somehow they made the mark worse. Do you see that there? So this is what you can see. And I never moved it so that I can be. I'm going to get on a chair to get higher so you guys can see. I never erased it because I knew, these people are really good at creating problems. You see how this is the mark I created? What they did was made the mark here deeper. Let me get close to that. similar to the marks that they created in other places. But you can clearly see the mark I created versus that deeper mark. So I never changed it because I said, if I do, they'll blame it on me. And if you look, I showed you the spacing of the chair. It doesn't line up to the deeper marks they created. This mark is closer to this mark, which they created. You see how deep that is? So even in relation to this, let me see if I can get closer to this so I can touch it. It's similar to the marks they create versus the mark with my ability that I could lift the chair and create. And still, bang here, you don't even hear. That's how thick these ceilings and walls are because they're fireproof. So to show you how they made this deeper, this is as deep. This is the regular chair mark that I left here intentionally because it's just a surface mark. You see that? That's just surface. And I did it intentionally. They tried to make it deeper here and here, but it's nowhere near as deep as the marks they create. So whatever device they're using, they're capable of creating all of these things. They're capable of creating cracks, and they're capable of making the situation worse. So fortunately that night, I called and I let them know. I banged on the ceiling to tell them to stop. They're vibrating the apartment. The police said they went up there, and they said they'll go up there. And they didn't come back because I told them they don't have to come back and tell me what happened. So that was last year, and it's still going on. So these people clearly are not stopping. So this is the bedroom. And I wanted to make sure I showed you guys because, like I said, I will always show and tell the truth. These people have a tendency to lie, and they wanted to steal the equity from this apartment. According to them, I'll tell you what they said. They said that they were trying to take over the apartment of people like the person whose equity is upstairs and my equity so they can live here for free. So this is the scheme, and that's the scam. That's the one thing about them. There's always a scheme and there's always a scam. So thanks for watching. I'll upload more videos soon.